here at Oval Arena, Wembley. We'll move now to 3 5-minute rounds at a catch weight of 140 pounds as we introduce first fighting out of the blue corner at 5'7". He weighed in 139.1 pounds. His professional record 12 wins, 7 losses, 1 draw. Fighting out of Helsinki, Finland, Tuomas the Tank and Ciaran Gronvall. And across the cage, his adversary fighting out of the red corner at 5'8", weighing in 139.8 pounds as a professional. He's now undefeated at 9-0 from Drogheda, the County Louth, Ireland, introducing Ciaran Clarke.
Taking in the
and
crowd.
The referee in charge, Dan Mergliata.
Sucking it all up there, Clarke. And we are ready. The second fight of the night. And it pits.
All right, gentlemen, you ready, sir?
Ireland's Ciaran Clarke in with Tuomas Gronvall. Are we ready? We certainly are. It's Clarke in the black and Gronvall in the white. Late notice on Monday. He took it, and look at the shape he's in, Gronvall. But Clarke on the ascent, looking for victory number 10, and a big favourite here, according to the odds. But you never know in MMA, and that's the fascination.
There are so many ways to lose in MMA. You can never be a favourite, an underdog, and completely count it out. But this is what Ciaran Clarke does best. Look at that knee slides in, takes the near side hook, but Gronvall could potentially throw him forward here.
Power half Nelson to hang on. Great tactic there. Also opens up the far hip if he can keep it. This is what we call being a little high in the ride.
One thing Gronvall's got to be careful of, well, the silhouette stretch, which is currently being set up on that leg, that left leg you can see wrapped up by Ciaran Clarke's arms. If he's able to bump his opponent down, he can actually hyperextend that left knee and create the tap.
It's like a knee bar from the back, and he's locked it up, man. Wisely letting go of it. So one thing about Clarke's build is like a backpack on top of you. Very hard to pull off.
The physical strength there. Yeah. Wow.
And look at that leg clamp. Look at the clamp that he's got on the hip. That's what's holding him into this position here. And Gronvall's got to be careful. If Ciaran Clarke starts to slide off, there are 2 arms there available that could be attacked as well.
Good posture from Gronvall. You saw Clarke bailing out at exactly the right time.
Just looks in his corner, Gronvall.
Nice knees to the legs here. This is where knees to the in the clinch are going to be useful. He's very good at locking onto his opponent, controlling, and then kneeing.
You see Clarke dropping back down to avoid that knee to the head.
Done well here, Gronvall.
He's doing really well. I mean, you know, to escape that first submission attempt, especially when they're as dry as they are, is going to give him some confidence if it hits the ground again.
Also, that veteran, 20 pro fights, he stayed cool. Didn't make the big mistake.
Got that experience, a seasoned campaigner, 12 victories for Gronvall.
Good turn by Ciaran Clarke. Now back on his opponent's case. Tries an elbow on the break there, but Gronvall doing a good job with that single necktie.
Five submissions on the record of Clarke.
Oh, takedown from Gronvall, at least an attempt. Trying to take advantage of that physicality. He's the bigger man. Might want to get on top and use it, but good balance so far from Clarke.
Really good balance from Clarke. He also looks like he's getting ready to put himself in a good scrambling position if he does land on the floor.
Inside the last 2, first round of this Ciaran Clarke, Tuomas Gronvall battle.
And the longer this goes as well, the more the lack of a training camp for Gronvall may start to show. He is in great physical conditioning, but the gas tank is never the same unless you put the training camp in. Ciaran Clarke setting up some kind of ninja choke perhaps here. Gronvall's got to be careful wherever he puts his head against Clarke. Are we going to see a strike on the break here perhaps? Clarke keeps trying to get that tie clinch, but there's just no space up against the fence, really.
To your point, Dan, you can be in shape, but you're not in fight shape unless you have a date ready to go. And that starts showing end of round 1, middle of round 2.
Nice work from Tuomas Gronvall against the former fighter, the former boxer. Ciaran Clarke gets back behind a jab. On their toes now. Who's getting the better of this first round? It's a good one.
It is a good one. I like the fact that Gronvall, when he created a bit of space for himself there, was able to step into the clinch and land some shots. This is really where Clarke wants to be, though. He wants to get this fight to the floor. Beautiful. Dropped under, swept him over.
Nice wrist control from Gronvall.
Yeah, he's not accepting this position, Jimmy.
Now, normally he could probably turn away and pop back to his feet, but excellent ride from Clarke. He's where he wanted to be, back to his feet.
Coming up to the last 10 seconds now. Been a really interesting first round. I wouldn't like to be a judge for this one, but I feel like Ciaran Clarke's pressure may have stolen it.
Great! Round 2, you ready?
The road to the Bellator Champions Series from London. It's the Irishman, Ciaran Clarke, looking for victory number 10. Now, Tuomas Gronvall for his 13th win. It was tight in that first round. What happens next?
Nice takedown, very early as well. This is where Gronvall wants to be. He's stocky, he's strong, wants to get his ground and pound going, but so far, Clarke very active from that open guard.
Here the support for Ciaran Clarke. Impeccable record in Bellator. Real strong grappling game.
Gronvall's going to have to posture up here and get his hips under him just like that. You can't leave your arms behind. That's a little bit better. You need some distance to land some ground and pound, but it has to be cautious.
Gronvall has 6 of his wins via submission. Can one of them just get the crucial breakthrough here?
Good job from Gronvall, keeping the physical pressure on. Not letting Clarke off the hook.
I like the fact that Gronvall's taken the grappling initiative to his opponent. Usually it's people defending takedowns and grappling against Ciaran Clarke, but the fact that Gronvall's now putting the pressure on him might make him a little uncomfortable, right? I do like this little elbow that he's landing in the clinch there, but Gronvall's forward pressure is really good.
You two are the experts, but I think Gronvall fancies this.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, the problem is it's a kind of style, it's a strategy that costs a lot of energy to have these grappling exchanges. And Clarke had the full camp, Gronvall did not. It is so fatiguing doing this, these constant changes in the grappling positions. You're using your whole body the whole time.
The grueling physical tussle. You've got to be in tip-top shape. And it's the long counts, as opposed to keeping yourself in fighting nick so you can just answer the call. Which we're thankful to Tuomas Gronvall for doing, mind you.
Absolutely, and again, he tries to take Gronvall's back, and Gronvall feels it and throws him forward, but he has left his arms behind again. You can see he's wrapped around the back of the head of Ciaran Clarke. He's going to try and pull him underneath, but I would much rather him try and shake his hips free, try and unlock this foot configuration like that. You can see how important it is to Ciaran Clarke because he's re-established that control with his legs.
Difficult against the fence to make this work, and that's exactly why. No room to scramble, no room to angle for the arm. Gronvall putting pressure on with the hips.
Right up against the fence, 2 to go. Second round here.
Great reversal of the position for Gronvall. Now Gronvall trying to get his hips in, trying to get the hooks inside, but just one in, can only get one in.
Ciaran Clarke using his right arm to try and push the hooks off, and he does it successfully. Gronvall back on his feet. Still in on the takedown though. Under 90 seconds in the second.
Spending that energy here, Gronvall. Trying to make the real impression. Maybe knows he'll tire a little in the final round.
Clarke trying to stay heavy. Look at these reversals. This is usually where Clarke dominates. Gronvall doing a good job defensively. So far, a tough round to score.
Both of them have been.
Nice little throw by there. Ciaran Clarke trying to get some head position as well. Trying to get on that single leg, but good takedown offense so far from Gronvall. Manages to keep his balance, splits his base.
There's been excellent defense shown in this fight.
Really has, really has. I mean, that's the experience, though, of Gronvall coming in here. 20 fights on his record. He's been in all of these positions before against some really tough fighters. Oh, another good elbow on the inside, this time from Gronvall, though.
Closing in, end of the second. How have you got it? Not sure.
Break.
A massive 5 minutes ahead
You ready, sir? Final round.
for the Irishman.
Final round. Let's go, gentlemen. Fight.
Began at 12 with boxing, transitioning to MMA at 15, turned his life around after a troubled early start in life. It's a great story, as so many are.
But if Clarke thought he was going to have an easy fight against a late notice opponent, that has not been the case. Excellent job from Gronvall. So far, his conditioning has held up. Nice short elbow.
Back on their feet. Could one of them land a big power blow?
Easy takedown for Clarke. The first one he's gotten that hasn't cost a lot of energy.
Yeah, and maybe that's a sign of Gronvall just slipping away in terms of the strength, maybe the fatigue, the late notice. 4 minutes left. Can Clarke seal it?
Oh, good job taking the back now. Both hooks in. Once again, a little high in the ride. If he can settle his hips down, Gronvall's going to be in trouble, and he's got it. Body triangle. You thought you were fatigued before? Try having somebody with a body triangle on you in the back. Can't take a full breath.
Now you are.
Yep.
And this is where the determination of Ciaran Clarke really starts to shine through. You know, even in those bad situations where he was defending takedowns and, you know, on the floor, you could still tell that he was positively working to get back into good positions, never discouraged. Even here with this awkward position, he still feels like he's going to be able to get a submission. 3 minutes left or as well. It's a lot of time for him to work from this back control.
Yeah, it's excellent from Clarke here.
And trading punches with someone on your back is not a trade you want to make.
What can Gronvall do, Jimmy?
How to stay mobile, just what he's trying to do, which is lift up his hips, get back to his feet. Trying to spin his way out. That's not going to work with the body lock position.
Yeah, that body triangle changes things entirely. You can see the right leg is right across the waistline of Gronvall, which is, oh, I tried to slam him out of it.
Problem is you can spike yourself doing that. Yeah.
And anytime Gronvall stands up here, he's going to be carrying the weight of Ciaran Clarke. I do like his efforts to shake him free, though.
Yeah, but you're dealing with a very experienced grappler who knows how to use his hip pressure.
Just over 2 minutes left. Clarke and Gronvall tight for 2 rounds, but the Irishman forging in front.
Yeah, Gronvall trying to, once again, punch his way out. It's not going to work. Person behind you is just going to have more leverage on those shots.
5 stoppages in his last 6 for Ciaran Clarke. Looks like it's going all the way, unless something dramatic late, which can happen.
90 seconds is a long time in mixed martial arts. We've seen submissions finish with 5 seconds left on the clock. with 1 second left on the clock, in fact.
Demetrius Johnson, a
There you
goat,
go.
1 second left.
Hey, Dan Hardy's pro debut, rear naked choke defeat, 4:59 on the clock.
There you go,
It still
Dan
burns, it
Hardy.
still burns.
It hurts
20
to
years
this
ago.
day.
Oh, I love that. Reminding yourself of defeat. No ego left for Dan Hardy.
It just goes to show you, though, how dangerous these situations can be. At any moment of the fight, still a minute here is a long time for Gronvall to stay safe. But at any moment can he take his eyes off the prize, because Clarke is going to sneak that arm underneath his neck and put the strangle on.
Trying just then, just as you said it, Dan, trying to get that arm underneath the chin. One of the things about the body triangle, though, is you're really high for the rear naked choke. You got to kind of reach down and get it. That's not always easy to do.
It's really good work, this, though, from Ciaran Clarke.
That might be
Now
in.
under the chin.
Oh, that might be in.
This is
35
going to
seconds.
be the finish. 30 to go. Are the boys right? The unpredictability of MMA and the way things can spin suddenly.
And look at the blood leaking out the nose of Ciaran Clarke from some of those shots that Gronvall landed.
Gronvall is trying to hold on to that right hand of Clarke. That's what's saving him right now.
Oh, he's done well there, Gronvall.
He really has.
Inside the
respect
last
for
10
him.
seconds, he's going to survive, and he deserves to after a performance like that. But Ciaran Clarke with a massive final round.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go now to your 3 judges at cage side. Your first judge, Brian Miner, scores the fight 30-26, while judges David Leatherby and Daryl Ransom both see it the same, 30-27. I'll have it for the winner by unanimous decision, still undefeated, Ciaran Clarke!
Ciaran Clarke with victory number 10. Tuomas Gronvall didn't get a lot of love on the cards, but he got a lot of love from Jimmy and Dan because he put in a terrific effort.